There are 6 teams in Major League Baseball who have never won a World Series. Among those 6, there's only one team that has never won its division. That team is the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies joined the MLB in 1993 alongside the Florida Marlins. 10 years later, the Marlins had won 2 championships, while the Rockies had only made the playoffs once. Recently, Rockies fans have watched their superstar players leave or be traded, while the front office makes all the wrong decisions. The Nolan Arenado trade, for example, has left fans irate, while closing a chapter of unfulfilled expectations, but showed in this chapter how even underdogs have their moments. In 2007, a team that seemed destined to finish at the bottom of their division played through one of the most improbable and exciting runs in sports history. This is the story of Rocktober. The Rockies joined the MLB in 1993. Excitement was in the air in Denver for opening day against the Montreal Expos. The Rockies entered their first home series at 1-2. Eric Young started off the history of baseball in Denver strong, as he would homer in the Rockies' first at-bat of the game. The season, though, would finish how you would expect, but the Rockies did outperform their expansion counterparts, the Florida Marlins. At the end of 1995, Coors Field had opened, and the Rockies made the playoffs. A team led by future Hall of Famer Larry Walker and Rockies legends Dante Bichette, Vinny Castilla, and Andres Galarraga. While the Rockies would lose in 4 games to the Braves in the divisional round, it seemed like an indicator of great things to come. It seemed like an indicator of great things to come for the Blake Street Bombers. But 10 years later, the Marlins had won 2 World Series, and the Rockies hadn't made it back to the playoffs. In 2005, the Rockies' ownership and management, wanting to increase fan appeal of the team, named their next crop of young players Generation R. This included Jason Jennings, Jeff Francis, Garrett Atkins, Brad Hopp, and Matt Holliday. But after the 2005 and 6 seasons, they were at the bottom of the barrel in their division. But another young star would debut in late 2006. He would go by the name Troy Tulowitzki. Entering the 2007 season, the media had zero faith that the Rockies would be anything. At the All-Star break, the Rockies were 44-44, making people believe what the media had said at the beginning of the season, that this was just another mediocre Rockies team. But after a win on July 17th, the Rockies would move to 47-46, and they would stay above 500 for the rest of the season. At the beginning of August, the Rockies were still in 4th place, but they were only 3.5 games behind the Diamondbacks, who were leading the division. By mid-September, they were still in 4th place. But out of nowhere, a switch seemed to have been flipped. After beating the Marlins 13-0, the Rockies faced the Dodgers in a doubleheader. The Rockies won the first game thanks to a 10-strikeout performance from Jeff Francis. Game 2 was more highly contested, ending in a moment that truly seems to have started the Rocktober run.
First, Todd drives one high and deep right field. Get up and get out. Hilton has done it. The Rockies win it. Todd Helton, the walk-off 2-run shot. Colorado has swept the Dodgers.
A Todd Helton walk-off home run, the 301st of his career. He would be the first Rocky to reach that mark. They would go on to sweep the Dodgers in that series, and you could feel something was starting to brew. They would then sweep the Padres, and then sweep the Dodgers again. Finally, they would play the Arizona Diamondbacks in the final series of the season. Down 2 games in the division, they would lose Game 1 to the Diamondbacks. Feeling like all hope was lost, they would go on to win their next 2 games, while the Padres would lose their last 2 games, forcing a Game 163. In what was a season-long triumph, most of the Rockies' success came from 3 guys: Troy Tulowitzki, Todd Helton, and Matt Holliday. The really interesting thing here is the Rockies finished the season after the All-Star break having the best record in the National League, but yet somehow we're barely going to make the playoffs. Game 163, October 1st, 2007. Cy Young winner Jake Peavy was on the mound against Josh Fogg. The Rockies would quickly score 2 runs in the bottom of the first, then add a solo home run from Yorvit Torrealba in the second. But in the third inning, Adrian Gonzalez would hit a grand slam. Soon after that, Todd Helton would hit a solo home run and close the gap a little bit. The Rockies would then retake the lead in the bottom of the sixth. The Padres would tie it in the eighth, and the game would go all the way to the 13th inning, where Scott Hairston would hit a 2-run home run to give the Padres an 8-6 lead. The Rockies now have to score 2 runs off of Padres' dominant closer, Trevor Hoffman. To keep their season alive, Kaz Matsui would lead off the inning with a double. Then Troy Tulowitzki would hit a double to drive in Kaz Matsui. Now the Rockies are only down 1. Matt Holliday would then hit a triple, tying the game at 8 with no outs and a man on third. Todd Helton would come to the plate, where he would be intentionally walked by Trevor Hoffman. Jamie Carroll now has a chance at the plate to save the Rockies' season. Carroll would hit a fly ball to right field. Just like that, Rocktober would continue after they had done the impossible and won 14 out of 15 games to end the regular season. The Rockies would quickly sweep the Phillies and the Diamondbacks, but after winning so many games so fast, they had to wait 9 days before the start of the World Series. And it seemed by then that the magic had worn off. They would quickly be swept by the Red Sox. They went 21-1 to get to the World Series, the most magical run in sports history, just ending without a trophy. May seem anticlimactic, but it was something we had never seen before, and honestly may never see again, because a team that was at the bottom of their division persevered to force a game 163 and make the World Series and become only the 5th team all time to finish in last place in their division, then make it to the World Series the next year. It doesn't matter that they didn't win the World Series. Rockies fans will always have this chunk of sports history, this story of the magic and the unpredictability of sports. Rocktober will always be a bright spot that Rockies fans can hold on to for the rest of their lives. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please, if you enjoyed it, go ahead and leave a like down below and subscribe. But for now, that'll do it for me. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.